Carlos, Miguel, it is such a joy to speak to you about The Shadow of the Sun. It really is an incredible film. In fact, it really might be one of my favorite films of the year. Um, Miguel, where did the film come from? How did it come to be?
It really came from my travels in the interior part of Venezuela, in Acarigua. Will Romero, one of our producers, is from there, so he took me around this part of Venezuela I had never seen, and really meeting the people of El Llano, of the plains, their warmth, their resilience, their ability to every day go through so many different obstacles and still put a smile on their face, make you laugh. And their spirit, the resilient spirit really is. It's the Venezuelan spirit of wanting to overcome anything and every obstacle that you have in order to hope for a better tomorrow. That's really what inspired it, and really seeing that, having one foot here in the United States and seeing all the opportunities and gifts that sometimes we as human beings we like take for granted or we waste, and then also having another foot in Venezuela where people don't have those opportunities and would die to have them. So um, it's really about these two brothers, one that has this gift that he hasn't used or wastes, so takes for granted, and the other one who doesn't. And it's really that's really what inspired me. That was the through line. Um, the Venezuelan spirit really put how do you put that on screen and take it to an international audience so that people can fall in love with our colors, with our culture, and with what it is to be Venezuelan.
It really is a remarkable story, and so much of that has to do, Carlos, with your performance and Angelo. Am I saying that? That's yes. The relationship between the two of you is just remarkable. I was wondering, of course, there's such a heavy emphasis in this film on the deaf community. Wondering from you what it was like. What was that process like building the rapport with him, and what did you take away from the experience?
It was beautiful. I mean, this is a young deaf actor who had never acted before. I mean, he is an actor because he's a natural. He's
Mm.
already won two international awards already with this film. Never acted before. Um, who was kind of a sponge, receiving all this tips from me and information from me and how to stand, what not to do, what to do in terms of little tips in acting. It was amazing. We started, developing this relationship a lot before started to film. Uh, about 2 to 3 months before we started reading the script, and we started going out for dinner and taking him to my house and meeting my family. And I met his mom, who was ecstatic to have her kid on a movie. Making jokes about ourselves and making fun of ourselves, building this rapport, this brotherly chemistry between us before filming. So by the time we started filming, you could see the brothers right there. You could see the relationship right there. So it was a beautiful experience.
The two of you have this incredible back and forth, so that time you spent together is well worth it. And one of the things that I love about this film so dearly is the idea of the power of the voice. And this is we see it in so many different ways and so many different characters. I was wondering for you both, what do you think it means to have a voice and what gives it its power?
Well, I think that to have a voice is we all have a voice. We all have a gift. We all have something that we can give the world to make our lives better, to make ourselves better, our communities better, our families better. We all have that. So the movie tackles that question of, do you have the courage to use that voice, whatever that is, and whatever that dream is, whether it's, you want to open up a pastry shop, do a wine cellar, have a house, have a family, get a degree, be an Olympian, be a singer, be a filmmaker. Do you have the courage to use that gift that was given to you in order to achieve your dreams? Because when we do that, when we do that, we become better, our families become better, our communities, the world is better, really, really. And I think that the hope is that people see the movie and realize whatever it is that that gift is that they have, that they can too use it and achieve wonderful things for themselves and for their community, and live the life that they've always dreamed of.
I know I'd love to see the Olympic wine or winemaker that's a baker as well. If that's one person with that all that dream is just incredible. No, no, I appreciate that, and actually dovetailing off that, this film actually sort of speaks to the power of art as well, and music, and that, and it's embedded in this culture. You talk about the culture that these families are in, and I know Leo, your character Leo Carlos, is he's caught. He needs the financial, but the music sort of gives him life and empowers him again. And I was wondering, from your perspective, what is it about art that can help fuel and help people, as find their voice, as we're talking about?
Definitely, definitely. Well, as an actor, I can tell you that acting has probably, saved my life a few times. I mean, acting for me is life itself, becoming someone else, expressing yourself through a different person. It's absolutely freedom. It's freedom, and having the power of changing people's mindset after watching a performance and telling you, oh man, I connected so much with you. It reminded me of my youth and my troubles and my obstacles. Thank you so much for doing this. It changes you. It makes you want to do it again, and it fills you up with joy. I think in the case of the character of Leo, music was his life. I mean, this is a guy who had a band and who were actually who was actually a pretty good band and could have made it at some point, but he had to give all that up after his parents' death and becoming like his little brother, guardian, trying to have him protected from the outside, and have him go to school and be someone of good, in life, aside his discapacidad.
Disability.
Disability. I'm sorry, my English is not very good. I'm sorry about it. And thanks to his brother, he retakes that passion and that will to sing and to do whatever that he loves. It's wonderful. The message of the movie is wonderful. It's hope. It's following your dreams. And with the help of your family and friends.
It really does come to life, in so many ways in these moments. And like I was saying, the film, the finale, and the way that it's really told through the perspective of Angelo's character, of Alex, which really shapes everything. Even the finale is somewhat shocking in some ways, but it's so much more impactful, so much more beautiful. And I appreciate everything you're saying here. It's just incredible. I know we're starting to run out of time. I just would wonder from both of you what you hope people take away from The Shadow of the Sun.
Ooh, well, couple things. One is I hope that they see that Venezuela is a country with immense talent, both behind the camera and in front of the camera. That the people there, the people that we know, that we have worked with, are people that just need to be given a platform, just a little bit of a platform for them to use their talents to shine. And that's it. And then a lot of people have said, oh, you did this, you did that. And really one of the things the only thing really I can take credit for is putting together a team of incredibly talented people and giving them a little bit of a platform for them to use the gifts, the voice that they've had their whole lives to shine and to put that on the screen and to put that into the story. And that people look at our country, at our people, and say, let's tap them for jobs behind the camera, for jobs in front of the camera, whether it's in Mexico, in the US, in Venezuela. That's one of the things. And in the other side of the coin is what I hope that people get out of this movie is that there is no limits to what you can achieve, that the only limits that we have are in our minds, and that if you put your effort and your persistent and your heart and your love into something that you're passionate about, that you can make miracles happen and that you can achieve the life that you've always dreamed of.
Yeah, I agree totally.
And scene. No, I'm kidding. No,
definitely, of course, not to rephrase Miguel's words, but this is a movie about hope, about following your dreams. Of course, portrayed in our own country, which is a country full of daily stuff, especially out of the big cities. You know, when you go rurally to the south or to the west or to the plains, or where people, you know, where all the harvest is, fruits and vegetables, and all those troubles that those people go through every single day, the lack of water, the lack of electricity, and they still, you know, greet you with a smile and give you coffee and give you a sandwich or whatever you need. What do you need? It's incredible. It's the spirit of our country, but I think it could be reflected in every corner of the world. You know, people struggling to find their path.
I appreciate that, and it is done so beautifully. Thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. I wish you the best with the film and with your future projects. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for
Steve.
being with us.
Appreciate you. Thank you.